What's up, everybody? Nick Dwyer back for the 10th inning, here with another episode of This Day in Sports History. In yesterday's episode, we saw Don Larson in 1956 throw MLB's first postseason no-hitter and only perfect game in the postseason. We don't have any postseason no-hitters to talk about today, we don't have any perfect games to talk about today, but we do have some more World Series to get into. We have a retirement from a very famous NCAA coach. And we have an F1 World Drivers' Championship to get into. So if y'all enjoy this video, leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. This Day in Sports History. And we will start out today in 1905. There was Game 1 of the World Series, and Christy Mathewson would throw a shutout as the New York Giants would defeat the Philadelphia Athletics 3-1 in Game 1. Move up to 1919, stay in Major League Baseball, and the Cincinnati Reds would defeat the Chicago White Sox, Black Sox, 5-3 in 8 games, and this series would be later known for the Black Sox scandal, where 8 White Sox members were said to have conspired to throw the World Series, therefore, before next season started, they wouldn't be playing in the league. Stay in the World Series, move up to 1928, the New York Yankees would sweep the St. Louis Cardinals, winning 7-3 in Game 4, making them the first team to sweep consecutive World Series in their history, and that was their third of 27 championships. 6 years later in 1934, the St. Louis Cardinals would defeat the Detroit Tigers 11-0 in Game 7 of the World Series to win the World Series, and this would be their third of 11 World Series. 4 years later, we go back to the Yankees in the World Series in 1938, and the New York Yankees would defeat the Cubs in Game 4, 8-3 to sweep the World Series, get their third straight World Series victory, and win their 7th of 27 titles. Right back to the Cardinals though in 1944, in the All-St. Louis World Series, the Cardinals would defeat the Browns 3-1 in Game 6 of the World Series to win their 5th of 11 World Series. And now we go right back to the Yankees. In 1949, the Yankees would defeat the Dodgers 10-6 in Game 5 of the World Series to win 4-1 in the series, win their 12th of 27 titles. Stay with the Yankees 8 years later in 1958. Now we have MVPs in the World Series. The New York Yankees would defeat the Braves 6-2 in Game 7 of the World Series, win the series 4-3, win their 18th of 27 titles, and Bob Turley would take home World Series MVP. And who else but the Yankees? In 1961, the New York Yankees would defeat the Cincinnati Reds 13-5 in Game 5 of the World Series, winning the series 4-1, claiming their 19th of 27 World Series titles, and the late Whitey Ford would win MVP. Take a little bit of a break off of baseball right now, move up to team golf in 1965. At the Ryder Cup, the USA would defeat Great Britain 19.5 to 12.5, and this would be the USA's 13th of 26 victories. Back to baseball though, in 1966, in the World Series, we don't have the Cardinals or the Yankees, we have the Baltimore Orioles defeating the Los Angeles Dodgers 1-0 in Game 4 of the World Series in a 4-0 victory, and Frank Robinson would win the MVP. This would be the first of 3 World Series titles for the Orioles. Now we go over to tennis in 1989, and at the 27th edition of the Fed Cup, the USA would defeat Spain in Tokyo 3-0 to win their 13th of 18 titles. Back to baseball now, and Orioles fans, we just said something good about you. If you don't want to hear this, don't listen right now. In 1996, Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Yankees, trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Derek Jeter hit a deep fly ball to right field. Tony Tarasco went up to catch the ball. Jeffrey Mayer reached over the fence, brought the ball back, and it was ruled a home run by umpire Rich Garcia. Replay clearly showed that Mayer did reach over the fence, but there was little to nothing the Orioles could do to convince the umpire, and that really changed the whole series. The Yankees ended up winning, and hey, the Orioles' luck has been bad ever since. 1 year later, in 1997, we go over to college basketball, and North Carolina's record-winning basketball coach, Dean Smith, would retire with a 879-254 record, 776 win percentage. And that was the most wins at the time. Now he currently sits 5th all-time, and in his career, he had 2 NCAA titles for the Tar Heels. Back to baseball now in 2005. At Minute Maid Park in Houston, Chris Burke's 18th inning home run would end the longest postseason game in baseball history as the Astros defeated the Braves 7-6 to advance to the NLCS. 6 years later, we have F1 to get into in 2011, and Sebastian Vettel would finish third in the Japanese F1 Grand Prix to clinch his second consecutive World Drivers' Championship of 4 straight and 4 overall. And we end today's video in 2019 in Major League Baseball, and in the NLDS, the Cardinals, after posting a historic opening frame, would cruise to a 13-1 victory over the Braves in a Game 5 at SunTrust Park. St. Louis scored 10 runs in the first inning before Atlanta even got a chance to bat, and this was the most runs ever tallied in the first inning of a postseason game. So there you go, that's what happened on this day in sports history. If I left anything out, I do apologize, but I'll see everybody tomorrow for Nick O'Dwyer and the 10th inning.